Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my live quilting chat, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi everybody, thanks for being with us. We are live premiering on YouTube right now, our show, and we will be posting this on Facebook later on after the premiere is over. Make sure you say hi in the comments and state where you're tuning in from. Of course, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button while you're watching and the bell to make sure you get our notifications. So we have a giveaway at the end of the show, so make sure you stick with us and answer the question at the end. You are eligible to win a $25 gift card. Winners from this show will be announced on December 13th. Our show, our Tipsy Tuesday show, will be on a Monday that day, December 13th at 7 p.m. Central, and that is when we will announce this show's winner and actually last show's winner as well. So tonight we will be demonstrating our third Advent project for 2021. I'll be revealing the color of the month in Gudrun's Color Club, and we get to see an amazing slideshow of all of your Phoenix quilts from the Phoenix Quilt Along back in November. So I hope you have gotten yours done and posted a photo to be a part of the show. It's always beautiful to see all of the different versions of Phoenixes. For those of you that watch our show regularly, you may know that we are currently traveling in Germany and Iceland with a great group of quilters and their companions from all over the US. And we started in Munich and visited 2 other cities before flying to Iceland for the last few days of our tour. Today is actually our last day of the tour, our last night together, so most of the quilters are flying home tomorrow. So I thought it would be very fitting to take a look at some of the highlights from our trip so far.
In Nuremberg, Germany. This building behind me is one of the stadiums that was to hold over 100,000 people that Hitler never finished. One of many. It's crazy. This was back in 1939.
Bartender for today?
I am. It's my birthday. Do you want the naughty or the nice? one for the road.
And the bees. I see one.
We have a lot of rock on nature. Welcome everybody to the safety part of Freedom March. I think you already know everything about the tomatoes one. Now it's time to know all about horses. My name is Tore. And first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the horses we have here, and then I will go to show you one horse in action here. Which gate do I want to go on? Next gate is Quilt. Quilt is the super smooth, nice gate that everybody falls in love when they start to ride the Icelandic horse. They move their legs the same way as when they gate. Down. Oh, okay. One more round. Speeding up and slowing down is usually the difficult part. Cheers. They move same-sided legs, same direction, same time. When they're changing the order of the legs, all four legs are off the ground. It looks like... I have to say, I'm alveg ekki stolt af þetta.
Já, ok.
Ég var næstu í riðinu mannskipti sem fyrir mig, sko.
Okay, are we ready? So we're gonna toast to good health, an excellent Iceland visit, and if you get this down, you're a true Icelander, and you'll always be Icelandic and welcome in our home. So
Thank you.
Skål! Yes, we are having fun. We're enjoying every moment. Of course, COVID restrictions have put their little coloring on our trip, but we don't let it deter us. Wonderful time, wonderful food, wonderful people. So that's all that matters. Anyways, I know you're anxious to wait for this third Advent project in our series, our free project series in November, December. This time around, it is our travel pillowcase that includes a little pocket to stash all your goodies on your travels. So I wanted to just quick before we play the video, just show you I made 2 cases so far. Believe me, there's many more cut out because I can't stop making these cuties. So it is for a pillow sized 12 by 16 inches, which is just a normal travel size pillow. If you can't find a travel pillow, you can always use just a pillow form, decorative pillow form, 12 by 16. This one does have an included pocket. I did 2 different sizes, so this version has a skinnier pocket. This one is the size that's talked about in the pattern, so it's cut 8.5 by 8.5. This one I cut a little bit bigger, so I cut it about 11 inches wide, so it's wider and not as deep. So you can customize the size of the pocket however you want. I like to just do it from the same fabric, so it kind of gets hidden in there. And then I just inserted just a little bit of Velcro if you want it to be kind of securely closed, and that just helps everything stay in there, whatever you put in there. So of course what you need is fabric. You need 1/2 yard for the main fabric and then 1/4 yard for your cuff, which means beautifully that if you want to make 2, you can use the same fabric for 2 cuffs and then just 2 1/2 yards. So 3 1/2 yards will make 2 pillowcases. You also need a little bit of Velcro if you want to have a closing on your pocket. You'll need some wonder clips. The purple thing is a beautiful addition. Some thimbles, thread, and of course pins. So that is it. And so I know you are waiting for this. So let's check out our tutorial for the G-Easy travel pillowcase. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the G-Easy travel pillowcase with a hidden pocket. You will find a downloadable PDF pattern under free patterns on our website gequiltdesigns.com. There you will find all of the measurements to do the cutting for your pillowcase. What you need is your main fabric for the main body of the pillowcase, which will also be used for the pocket, and then we need an accent fabric for the cuff. I've already gone ahead and cut my strips, so I have my strips cut of both fabrics, but we want to subcut the main fabric. The reason why I do this way and have an extra seam in my pillowcase versus you may have seen this done before is because this will let us utilize the fabric much better, less waste, and also be able to use only a ½ yard. So what I'm going to do, since I'm using my Stripology XL ruler, is fold this in half, just raw edges together, because it's a little too wide to fit onto my ruler. And then I'm going to align my ruler, making sure I have a horizontal line on the fold, and then make my subcut. So I'm cutting my 16-inch wide piece, cut on the 0, and then on the 16. And here I have my two main bodies of the pillowcase. And then we're going to use this leftover for our cuff. So this needs to be about an 8.5 inch. This is not for our cuff, for our pocket. Excuse me. So this needs to be about an 8.5 inch square. So I just start by turning it and cutting my 8.5 inch square, aligning any horizontal line on that top fold. Just going to cut through the 0 and 8.5. And I know it's going to be probably a little bit wider the other way. So I'm going to just press that crease out. And then make the cuts. And this way, if I have some fun prints on here, you can kind of decide what you want in the middle of your pocket, because the middle of the 8.5 is going to be the center of the pocket. So we are going to make the cut through the 0 and then 8.5. All right, so I have my pocket, and I'm going to start off by making the pocket. So what I'm going to do first is just, if you have directional fabric, you want to fold it over right sides together and sew along the side seam. So we're just going to stitch down here. Now what I want to do is I want to position this seam kind of in the middle of the inside of my pocket. So I'm going to fold this like this and then open my seam and press it open. And at the same time, I'm just pressing my pocket flat like this. So now I'm going to stitch along the bottom. Stitched along the bottom, and now I'm going to turn my pocket. You of course can customize the size of this pocket however you want to. You can make it even as big as for a mini iPad, make it fit a phone, whatever you want to do. So it's great if you're traveling to have, of course, your headphones, anything else. So now I have it pressed on 3 sides. We have a raw edge on top, so we're just going to fold that inwards. Fold the raw edges inwards and press it, and just top stitch the whole top so that we close that upper edge of that pocket. So, and now we're going to add, if you want to, add a little piece of Velcro. If you want to have a closure on the pocket, you don't have to, but I'm going to stitch this closed, and then I'm going to stitch one of my pieces of Velcro on the back side, so you want to kind of center it below the edge and then center it on that middle seam. Now I have the pocket sewn. I have the Velcro on one side, on the back side. So we're going to move on and take our pillowcase piece. Now this is the front, and then one side will be the front and one side will be the back. Now you can decide. I decided my front was going to be this side, so if I flipped it, it would also be right side up because I have directional fabric. So to do that, I will sew this piece. We're going to sew it along the 16-inch side. So you sew them the same way, same orientation. So we're going to just fold this over and then stitch along this edge. Just sew them together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're just going to press the seam to one side. And again, the reason why we have a seam in here is because we get away with using a lot less fabric. We utilize our fabric so much better this way instead of having it whole. So now we need less fabrics as well. So now we're going to attach the pocket, and you can kind of decide where do you want that to be. Now, if you have directional fabric, if you want to really place it where it hides, like I did with my Grinch fabric, I was able to kind of match up the pocket so it's kind of hidden. We want it to be on one side. So I am going to sew it here to the lower side. Doesn't really matter either, or doesn't really matter which one you do. So you can just place your pocket wherever you want. And I'm just going to pin a couple of sides, but kind of down here because we still have to attach our other piece of Velcro and to make it match up with this top. So this way I have this available to flip down. So I want to know exactly where my Velcro is going to hit, and that's where your opposite piece needs to be sewn in. And I'm going to just do a little handy. I'm going to use my Sew Line glue stick and place some glue on the back side of this piece, and now easy to figure out where it needs to be positioned, and I just stick it right on my fabric. Push this out of the way. I'm going to clip it out of the way, and now I'm just going to start by stitching this to that piece of fabric, the main body of the pillowcase. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to flip this up and then top stitch along the outer 3 edges of the pocket. Obviously, we're leaving the top open. Now we have our pocket sewn in, and it has the Velcro working properly. So next is just to add our cuff, and we are going to be using the burrito method for our cuff. So I still have it just the full strip. You can trim it down to 27.5 inches, or if you are in a bit of a time crunch, you can always just trim to size, because this is we can just leave it longer and then trim it afterwards. So I start by, actually, we're going to flip this over. So we're going to have the cuff piece on the bottom, right side up. And then we're going to place our pillowcase piece. You got the pocket on this side, so we're going to flip this right sides together. And before I pin this edge, let me trim this to the right size first. I'm going to just clean my raw edges or my selvages off of my cuff piece here, so I can align these edges on this end. so. And then just aligning the main body of the pillowcase and trimming it to the same size on the other side. That's how easy it can be. You don't really have to measure it for this project. So now we have the raw edges aligned. And before we even pin or do anything, we're going to fold this main body of the pillowcase up because we're going to use the burrito method for this, for piecing this cuff on. So we're going to bring the other raw edge of the pillowcase around here, and here's where we're going to either clip or you can pin. I like the clips when we have something bulky in the middle, so we can make sure that all three raw edges are aligned, and we can clip all the way down. So now I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the way down. Now we have our burrito, and we can turn it. We pull the main body of the pillowcase just out through the opening. That way we have created the whole cuff, and all of our raw edges are inside, hidden and covered. So you don't see any raw edges. It's all inside the cuff piece this way. So now we just want to give it a good press from both sides. Kind of pull on the cuff a little bit to press it. And I don't go and press this part yet. I like to press this very, very tight away here first. And then I flip it over and push it out on this side. And then I can go all the way and press that crease nice and crisp. There we are. So now all we have to do is fold the pillowcase in half and stitch the two sides. And what we're going to do here, so that we can have really nice and clean edges with no raw seams anywhere, we're going to do a French seam technique. So we're going to start by laying this together, aligning with the wrong sides together, and pin it, or you can use clips as well. I like pins when we have just a couple of layers of fabric. And then we're going to sew along the outside and the edge here with just an 1/8 of an inch seam. So not a 1/4 inch seam, just an 1/8 of an inch around, and so that you catch the edges, and then we turn it and sew it and hide all those raw edges. So now we have the raw edges sewn. All we got to do now is turn the pillowcase, put the inside out, push out the seams a bit, and I like to just give it a little bit of a press. A little bit of a press. So pull out the corner. I want to make sure we catch all the seams. So what this does is when you go again along the edge with a 1/4 inch seam, it will encase that raw edge with that little seam that you did before. So give it a good press, and then we're going to go ahead and stitch with a 1/4 inch seam along the two sides that you just did. So now we are just going to turn it. As you can see, we sewed covered the seam. You will have one raw edge, and that's on this side, but since it's on the inside and not along the cuff, I feel like it doesn't matter. You can always add a zigzag to that, or even in the full beginning, do a French seam on that side too. Now we just turn it right side out. We give it a good final press, And then the last thing to do is find our pillow form. This will fit a 12 by 16 travel pillow. If you can't find travel pillow forms wherever you are, this is also a very classic pillow form for decorative pillows. And of course, you can stick a phone or whatever for a child, a gift card, or anything they need for a road trip or the plane, anything they need to entertain themselves. And it's all right there and not lost with your pillow. I hope you enjoyed making the G-Easy travel pillow. So easy and ready to be made for the whole family. You know, not just for kids. It's great for adults because who wants to travel with their big bed pillow? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Yes, it's time for everybody in the family to have a travel pillow, isn't it? Easy, fun, and fast to make, and you can customize it with having fabrics that really match each person's personality or interests. So I wanted to mention, you go to how to get the pattern. You go to our website, gequiltdesigns.com, click on free patterns, and there you will find the travel pillowcase pattern. Put it in your cart, even though it's $0, just go through the checkout and it will automatically be added to your account where you can download it, print it, do whatever you want. So I wanted to mention a couple of things, kind of talk about always after the video. I did talk about all your seams being French seamed except for that first seam that we did. So I want to explain a little bit what I mean there. So as we look at our pillowcase here, we opened it up, and in the inside of the cuff you will see no raw edges because this part is French seamed, and there will be no raw edges on this part either. As we open it further up, you will notice that the one side is French seamed all the way, so all the raw edges are covered. But this is the seam on the other side that I talked about was going to be raw edges, and you could, if you want to, add a French seam on this seam if you are going to be washing this a lot. I think I'm okay with it because there's no raw edges close to the opening of the pillowcase. But if you have a pillowcase that you're going to be washing a lot, I would probably French seam this one, and it's very easy to do. You would just first lay your fabrics wrong sides together, stitch 1/8 of an inch, and then flip it over and stitch again. So that would be easy to adjust if you wanted to make all the seams on the inside of the pillowcase be covered and no raw edges. All right, so I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea. I loved going through all the bundles that we have for fun ideas for pillowcases because I think these are just going to be a real hit and very usable item to have. So I started looking, and the one that I made this beautiful pillowcase out of the kind of unicorn fabric is a brand new bundle that it's from Lewis and Irene, a beautiful fabric that I love to sew with. I love the hand of it. It's called Enchanted. So it has pinks and purples into some teals and kind of darker grays and black. So this would be a gorgeous one to make multiple different ones. For anybody that loves these colors or unicorns. We got more unicorns with a little bit of magic. Also a great one. So this is an 8-piece bundle. So actually you could make, so 3 half yards make 2 pillowcases. So you could make 4, and maybe with a little add-on, maybe 5 pillowcases out of one of these. We have a little more in the purple, the Arctic animals. Anybody that loves the Arctic animals, nice cool colors. If you want more warmer animals, we have Oh Snap with the gators. Very fun. Penguin Paradise. That's a really fun winter one. Great colors, very neutral colors. Now, if anybody likes some cars or trucks, this is more construction vehicles, Get Loaded. This is a 6-piece. So that means that you can make 4 pillowcases out of this. What a great deal, huh? And then another, if you like construction vehicles on the go, is another bundle with this is fire trucks and ambulances and all kinds of fun stuff, traffic themed. We have one flannel that would be nice for a flannel, really soft pillowcase. This is New Year flannel, another 6-piece, so it would make 4 pillowcases. Reef Life, very colorful reef type bundle. So this is also 6 pieces, would make 4 pillowcases for tropical fish. And a little bit softer colors with the Underwater Whimsy. This is really nice and soft and soothing and calming colors. More tropical Flamingo Bay would be very cool, very fun, not just for kids, but adults as well. And then we have the Rollicking Robots. Very cool for anybody interested in robots. And we have nuts and bolts fabrics here, very, very colorful and fun fabrics to work with. So just some ideas if you wanted to make multiples and needed a little fabric inspiration. I know that's always a positive, isn't it? So we're going to move on from our advent project. And next up, I'm going to show you the GE Color Club, the Goodies Color Club color for the month of December. We shipped all of our fabrics out, all of your packages out on Monday. So most of you probably don't have it yet, but if you want to really be surprised, you might want to stop watching now, because I'm going to reveal the color and then show you a bunch of pairings that I found in the warehouse. So let's check it out. I have my package right here, and of course it comes in the little surprise bag. So I'm going to pull it back so that you can get a little surprise. And so anybody been guessing what is this month's theme? Ooh, what is that? Yes, let's put the inspiration photo on the full screen. Purple Rain is our color inspiration of the month. And of course, this one is a personal one. So I'm going to read you the description. But here are our fabrics of the month. Gorgeous hues of purple. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind when thinking of Minnesota or the city of Minneapolis is without a doubt the first color that comes to mind is, of course, purple. Whether it is because of the Minnesota Vikings or the musician Prince is a toss-up, probably. But we have our very own ties with the latter, so the name for the bundle was a sure win for us. So I chose deeper ultraviolet tones of purple. They're luscious and rich, and often kind of associated with luxury, royalty, and ambition. So the color purple represents creativity, wisdom, dignity, devotion, and peace. So let me show you all the fabrics that we have for Goodies Color Club. I started with a really nice rich base that has just a general texture with a quilter's linen in the amethyst color. And then I wanted some real life to this second one. This is our Tim Holtz Alchemy in the Enchanted color, and it has all these different hues of purple and violet and just such a cool large scale texture. I love the large scale texture on this one. The next one is a much warmer tone. This is Fireworks in the purple. I love how bright it is, and yet with a deep, deep dark base. Then we had to have a little bit of scroll, almost a paisley. So this one is called Scroll Purple, but it has the different hues. So you will see how the connection is made from the deepest tones to the first one, the more bluer tones to the second one, and then the brighter tones are going to be connecting with our last one, but the base is very similar to this one, so they all kind of connect. Then we have the sparkles in the purple, the brightest one with some dots and some circular action. So I think this is just mixes and blends perfectly, and this is going to be a perfect addition to a whole lot of different bundles, and just a great stash builder to have in your your inventory to pull out. So a winning combination with purple are always the contrasting color on the color wheel. So I'm talking about yellows, orange, and gold. Of course, Vikings fans are going to tell you that that's a sure win. But however, colors beside each other on the wheel. So adding, for example, pinks and indigos and teals and turquoise always works really well. It's great as a backdrop with some greens. I love using the deeper tones as a background for greens and pinks and some lighter neutrals. But I went through the warehouse and started playing and pulling out some bundles that would work great. So if you have any of these bundles or want to utilize some of these purples with some other colors and prints, here are some ideas. So Nature's Pace does not really have a purple print in there, but you will notice there's purple throughout all of the colors. So I think adding purple either as your focus fabric or as a background would be awesome, or just adding them to kind of mix even more color into this gorgeousness would be a great idea. Then we have the Hummingbird Heaven, also a very deep, colorful bundle. Has purple in the prints, but not really a purple print. So except for maybe this one. So that one would be a sure win for mixing things in. Trellis, another bright one, has lots of purple. So it'd be great to add some more basics in here, get more of a balance. Fleurs as well is one of our newer ones. Has purple, has both the blue hues and the violet hues. So I think the mix of all of these would be just great mixing in with, and just would stand out great with the blacks and the greenery. Henna has a lot of pink and gold, which always looks great with the purple. It has some of the deeper tones of purple as well, and teal. So just like those pairings I mentioned, this would just mix in perfectly, still stand out from these colors on this side and the teals. Then I grabbed Tula Pink, Curiouser and Curiouser. This is the Daydream colorway. So has all the purples and a little bit of lavender, but also has the teal and the greens and just a pop of pink. So as you can see, this would be just gorgeous with these colors. It's always a great idea with busy prints like Tula's prints are, to add in some calmness to make those prints really shine and stand out. So I'll put this one here. Let's see. Majestic also has a lot of purple, has a little bit of metallic. So beautiful greens and golds would stand out gorgeously with these prints. I feel like especially these two would mix beautifully in with these, even though they most of these prints have gold metallic. You don't have to have, all the prints don't have to have gold metallic when you're using metallics. Arctic Animals, I showed you this one earlier because it has all these cool colors. The purples, has a few purples in here, so you could add a little more something that doesn't have animals, would just make this print, this bundle go further. Then we have another colorful one. Day of the Dead has one purple print in there, but as you can see, there's purple throughout all of the prints. So these would mix in great here. The Art of Beekeeping is a beautiful color. Purples in here, very similar to our first print here. This would mix in just perfectly. So this one is pretty much green and yellow, lavender and purple. So you could add more purple, so you could have a 50-50 mix. It would make a gorgeous quilt. And then we have two of the brand new ones. The Enchanted that I showed you earlier that I used for my pillowcase would be awesome. It has all those same colors I talked about that work well with purple, and you can see how well these light pinks would tone with these deeper purples. And then the bundle that I just showed you last week, Mardi Gras Parade, of course. Every Mardi Gras needs some purple, so these would mix in beautifully there because there's not really a deep purple in here, so there's just the lavender print. So any of these would be a sure win to match up with this one. So this is our color club, and of course we have 1 yards of all 5 colors for a limited time available if you are not a part of color club. I wanted to mention though that I wanted to mention that we will be adding some spots to our subscription club. As you know, it has been sold out pretty much since we started. We've been able to add spots here and there as we go along, as maybe we get cancellations or are able to secure more fabric. So which is the case this month. We are going to make sure that everybody that is subscribed has gotten their bundle, and so we will be adding spots in about a week or so. So I would say mid next week, you should be looking out for spots for Color Club opening up. And whenever you sign up, if you sign up this month or when we open it up, you will be receiving the Purple Rain pack first. So to make sure that you don't miss out on this one, because they do always sell out fast no matter how many spots we add on, go find Goody's Color Club on the website. So best way to do that is just to put it in the search bar, Goody's Color Club. Then you have to click on the product to open it up, and there you will see a box that says sign up for notifications when it is back in stock. And so if you put your email in there, you will get an email as soon as we add those spots in. So check that out and make sure that you don't miss out on this one. We've got some beautiful colors planned for next year, and we're gonna keep this going, building your collections, building your stash so it can work with whatever you are doing. All right, up next, we're gonna check out some gorgeous Phoenix quilts. Those of you that participated in our quilt along back in November, thank you all for being a part of it. It was such an amazing day. In only a month, it's amazing to see how many Phoenix quilts have been finished. So I want to show you with this amazing slideshow. Check out all of these gorgeous Phoenix quilts. How gorgeous. Of course, if you haven't finished your Phoenix, keep posting photos. We love to see them all. Who knows, we might do another slideshow. Sometimes we need a couple of those because, you know, we all want to just take our time and finish those Phoenixes. I know many of you, though, are already on your second one and third one, so that's amazing. It was an easy and fast pattern, so it's a perfect one to whip up fast now that you know the techniques and you got the videos to follow along. Now, if you weren't aware, we do have a Phoenix quilt label available. It is, you can either download the PDF and just print it on fabric from our Phoenix blog, or if you want it to purchase it on fabric, check out our Phoenix quilt label on the website. It was a pre-order, but we should be getting it in stock real soon, so we will ship them as soon as we get them in. All right, let's take a look at some of the amazing fabrics that have arrived at GE Designs. My amazing staff recorded these layouts with the fabric pulls to replicate kind of how I do it, and they did such an amazing job. So I was able to do the fabric pulls via FaceTime, which was very fun. It worked out great. So let's check out what's brand new in the store. We are going to start with, out of the two fabric bundles we got new today, this is Hedgerow by Macower UK, a 12-piece bundle. Beautiful darkish brownish taupes and then into grays. I'm starting on the darker side here. Beautiful, very natural fabrics. I love this tree print on the light background. And it has little specks of this rusty color and a little bit of kind of a mustard gold. And this is the main print, and it's pretty much two colorways with two accent colors. Love the deer and the nature, very kind of European inspired line. And there we have that rust accent, so we have one print in that color in the line, and then we're going into the blue colorway. So starting with the darkest blue, nice leaf all over print. And I love these flowers. A little bit more spaced out with that little gold accent. We have the birds and then that same tree print. And you'll notice in this one, in the blue colorway, you have that gold, mustardy gold accent versus the rust in brown. So here's the main print with those little bit of mustard gold accent and then the gold fabric. So you could totally split this up and do two different projects in the colorways. You could also mix them up and use either of the accents, but I pulled some fabrics with it. So this is Chalk and Charcoal in the walnut. It has a lot of brown accents, but deep enough to really tone well with this colorway. And then the Moonscape Asphalt has a lot of white in it and tones perfectly with the grayish tones as well. We have a Floral Element Spicy Brown. I decided to add two kind of in that accent color category. So the Spicy Brown both has the brown dark accents and that rust color. So I feel it's a great addition. And then the Jacks and the Rust is perfect mix. Blends perfectly with that rust accent. Then as for the blues, I added the Nocturnal Diagonal, no, this is actually Dash Flow Blueprint, Dash Flow Blueprint. I wanted to have a darker navy to kind of pull everything together. We have the Nocturnal Diagonal Plaid in the gold, which is a perfect gold, kind of mustardy gold to go with that gold accents in there. And the second one I chose was the Spectrostatic Spicy Mustard. Just to have two golds. If you wanted to add both the rust and the gold, you have more of a balance. And then I chose two backgrounds that will be the lighter tones in everything. This is the Soften the Volume Flying Seeds. And then the Canvas Whitewash is the whitest color here. So this is my fabric pull for Hedgerow by Macower UK. The second bundle we have tonight is Spotted Graffiti by Marcia Durst. Now this is only a 6-piece bundle, but this is so amazing. I love her prints. So very artsy, and they have a lot of texture to them, larger scale. So you can, I love fabrics that you can cut up and you can get different parts of it. Will have a different pattern or a different color story. So these are the three. We have the kind of brownish with a little bit of blue, then we have the teal, and then we have the light aqua coming in with a lot of green and rust, and then we have the gold with some green in it, specks of orange, and we have a fuchsia print with it, which has a little bit of gold, a little bit of purple, and then finishing off with a gray that has specks of a little bit of brown, a little bit of white, and a bit of black. So absolutely gorgeous prints. These go well with so many things. I did a fabric pull just to throw in there, but it's really prints that can go anywhere. So starting with the grunge and the avalanche, we have an alchemy in the intrigue color. So these are Tim Holtz. Tim Holtz blends perfectly with Marcia Durst, just to tell you. It's just great artsy prints. And then the chalk and charcoal, this is the regatta color. So kind of a medium blue that will tie in both with the light one and the dark one. Then we have Provisions in the sienna, which is quite a darker sienna color, but I like it because it pulls from both the lighter tones and the darker tones, so it kind of goes the middle ground. We have the deco stitch and the sun glow. It's a great match with that gold hue of that yellow. Then we have a little bit of green. I love this spattered just because the variety and the texture of it, it kind of mixes perfectly with her prints. And another Provision. So as you can see, Tim Holtz works really well. This is the vineyard color, and it's just a perfect match with her Marcia Durst's kind of style and theme. We have Alchemy in the enamored, the fuchsia color. So second Alchemy, really love that. And then we have Dash Flow in the pebble to go kind of a more neutral route, which has a lot of taupe in it, so it blends with the darker and the lighter hues. The Provisions in the stone has more bluish hue to it, but again, Provisions work really well with this. It's like it was meant to be. We have three more grays. So I have the Grunge Smoke. Grunges go well with these prints as well, and we have the lead in the grunge, and then also an espresso, which is more, it's almost black, but it has a warm brownish hue to it, so it's not gonna scream, but go well with the darkest hues in all the prints. So I really love this. This is so versatile, and just 6 pieces. It can blend well with all other Tim Holtz and many other cool lines.
Yes, some great things to check out if you're still wondering what's going to be in any of those gifts that you need to give to quilters, or maybe you need to give some ideas to your family to include in your little package. Now, I wanted to remind you that we have a blog post up with all of the gift ideas that I have been talking about for the past few weeks, and among there is the My GE Christmas list that you can print out and fill out and just hand to your family members. And of course, the website is right on there. If they wanted to come in person and shop, they can make their appointment and we will help them out. Remember, we have 2 days that we're doing extended hours for the shopping. It will be Wednesday, December 22nd, and then Saturday, the 18th, from 9 to 1. The Wednesday, we will be open for shopping 3 to 7, but you have to make a reservation because we have limited spots. We have to control our numbers because of COVID restrictions. So check that out if you haven't yet. All right, so our next Tipsy Tuesday will be live from our studio next week, but it will be a day early. It will be Monday, December 13th. He's been kind of quiet back there, but Mr. HP is sitting there behind the board. It's kind of late for you to say hi now. But
well, that's because you didn't tell me to say hey.
Oh, okay. All right. He's been
quiet.
All right. So don't forget, it's 7 p.m. Central Time on Monday the 13th. And the reason being is that Mr. HP is having surgery on Tuesdays. So we decided we needed to go a day early and not miss a week. So on that show, we will give you the final Advent project of the season. And of course,
lots more fun. But we are going to finish this show off with our giveaway question. So all you have to do is answer the question. You're automatically added to the pot, and we will randomly draw a winner and announce it next Monday on our show. So here is my question. Have you ever made pillowcases before? Sewn them up. I know there's many techniques out there and many sizes, so I would love to hear if you've made those before. So let us know in the comments, and we will be adding you to the pot and randomly drawing a winner next week. And that is Monday, December 13th. If we didn't say that enough, Monday, December 13th, 7 p.m. Central Time. But this Happy Friday show, this coming Friday, will be a bit early. We will be in Iceland, and so we want to do it earlier while we have a little bit of daylight. We might not, who knows. So this Friday show coming up on December 10th will be at 10 a.m. Central Time. Yes, 10 a.m. Central Time. Live from Iceland. So don't miss it. We're going to enjoy sharing everything we've discovered on our travels. So hopefully I'll see you this coming Friday. If not, Monday the 13th. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you later.